What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is Marketing with Dev. Make sure you guys give me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications so you can be notified when I drop new videos just like this one. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to run Facebook or Meta ads for a landscaping business. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. The first thing that we're going to want to do is press this green create button up here in the top left corner. And then what we want to do is select either a leads campaign or a sales campaign, just depending on how you're actually going to get the sale or the phone call. If you are just collecting their information and you're going to reach out to them, then you might want to do leads. But if they're actually paying right on the website, like if the conversion is taking place on the website, then you may want to go with sales. So let's just go with sales, for example, and select continue. I always like to do a manual sales campaign. And now we are in the beginning of the campaign. And the first thing that we always want to do is name our campaign, right? So L1 landscaping, and let's call it sales. So L1, because it signifies this is a prospecting campaign, which is an ad that is going out to cold traffic. If this was a retargeting campaign or an ad that was going out to people who have interacted with us before, this would be L2, but since it's not, it's L1. Landscaping, just because we just want to know what the ads are for, just kind of like a broad synopsis when we see it. So landscaping and then sales to let us know that it is a sales campaign. So there are 3 levels of a campaign. This is the campaign level. The next level will be the ad set level, and the next level will be the ad level. You can see them all on the left hand side. So after you have your campaign name, you won't have to do anything else on the campaign level, and you can press next in the bottom right. So now we are on the ad set level. This is where we're going to actually choose the audience that we're targeting. So ad set name, what we want to do is just delete this for now, and we're going to come back to it because we are always going to name the ad set name, the name of the audience that we're targeting. And since we don't have that yet, we're just going to leave this blank for now and then come back. Conversion location, if the conversion is taking place on a website. So if they're paying on a website, or if they have to pull in the information on a website, then you want to select website. Or if you want people to see this ad and then press the button to call you, then you will select calls. But for the sake of this example, we are just going to do website. Performance goal, we want to maximize number of conversions. Make sure you have your pixel set up. Make sure you have your conversion event set up, whichever one it is that you choose. This is a demo account. Let's just use initiate checkout for an example. This is a demo account, so we don't have everything set up properly. Just have this in place to be able to show you guys the different campaigns and how to run them, the different techniques. Now we are going down to daily budget. So for this strategy, I would recommend you do 3 ad sets of at least $20 a day. So that would be $60 per day in total. So we're going to leave this budget at $20. Start day, this is today's date. You can set an end date if you think you might forget and you don't want to overspend. But somebody like me who's constantly in here, there's no need for me to set an end date. Now, going down to audience controls, where it says location United States, this is where we want to edit, because we have a landscaping business, right? So we're not going to be serving everybody in the United States, right? It's probably going to be somewhere local, your local business, or maybe you have multiple different locations or whatever. But let's just say you're operating in Riverhead, right? So Riverhead, New York, plus we want to have a 25-mile radius. So anybody that's in Riverhead or a 25-mile radius of Riverhead will actually see the ads. And you can increase this radius or decrease this radius depending on how far you are or are not willing to travel. So this can go up to 50. This can go up to a 50-mile radius, or you can bring it down to 10. So once you have that, for this first ad set, you won't have to do anything else, because for this first ad set, we are just going to broadly show our ad to everybody who's in Riverhead and a 25-mile radius of it. So let's go to the top, and for the ad set name, Riverhead plus 25-mile radius. And now we are good for the ad set level for this one. And now we can go to the ad level. So we can either press this new sales ad on the left, or on the bottom right, we can press next. So now under ad name, let's just say we are calling this video 1. You can call it anything that you need to be able to recognize it. So for this strategy, what we're doing is testing 3 different audiences. So you want to make sure that every ad is the same. So if you're doing video 1 for this ad, as you see when we create the other 2, the same exact ad should be for those ads as well. Because when we are testing the audience, or testing anything, we only want to have what we're testing as the thing that's changed, right? So if we're testing an audience, we want to make sure every other variable is the same, simply because if we change more than one thing, we won't know what the difference in results are due to, right? So if we have different audience and a different ad, we won't know that the change in results is due to the audience or if it's due to the ads. That's why if you're going to test your ads, do that alone. And if you're going to test the audiences, you're going to do that alone. So for this strategy, we are going to be testing the audiences. So we're going to leave every ad is going to be exactly the same. So identity, again, this is a demo account, so all my stuff isn't set up, but you're going to want to have your Facebook page in there. You're going to want to have your Instagram account in there. Going down to creative source, always manual upload, single image or video. You could add your media here, add image, add video. And same thing for primary text, same thing for headline. So I have multiple videos that teach you guys how to create a high converting Facebook ad video, how to write high converting ad copy, and also how to create powerful headlines. So I'm not going to waste time going over it again, but this is where you're going to put your video. This is where you're going to write your copy. And this is where you're going to put your headline. What I will say for the headline is just make sure that your biggest benefit is in the headline at all times, just because that's the best way to go about it that I found. And below, this is where you would input your website URL. So wherever the conversion is happening, you want to paste right there, or at least the beginning of your funnel, or however you have it set up, you want to paste this URL right here, right? So now, once you have all of that stuff set up, you will have officially pretty much are almost done with the campaign setup, right? But now what we want to do is go to the ad set level. So there's Riverhead plus 25 mile radius. And what we're going to do is select action menu, the 3 dots, and quick duplicate. And as you see, as we quick duplicate it, it also creates another ad level as well. So you really are only going to have to input your information for the ad level one time, because remember, all that stuff is staying the same, and then we're just going to duplicate it. So it's perfect. The only thing that we need to change is the ad set level. And the only thing on the ad set level that we need to change is the name and the actual audience. So let's go down to location is going to be the same, right? Because we have a landscaping business and we're only targeting people who are in Riverhead or a 25 mile radius of Riverhead. But now we're going to go down to Advantage Plus Audience. We're going to switch to original audience options, use original audience. And now we're going to layer this with an interest, right? So our 3-layer targeting system is this. The first layer is something that is directly related to your product or your service. The second layer is something that is closely related to your product or your service. And the third layer is something that your ideal clients or prospects are also interested in, right? So let's do layer 1 for this ad set, right? Something that is directly related to your product or your service. But remember, it's still already tagged with the location, right? So when we select this interest, right, you want to make sure we're under the interest of landscaping. We're going to select that because landscaping is directly related to a landscaping business, right? And then remember that we also have the Riverhead plus 25 mile radius. So this means you have to be in Riverhead and a 25 mile radius of Riverhead. And you also have to be interested in landscaping, not one or the other. The first ad set, all you have to do is be in Riverhead or a 25 mile radius. But this one, we have an additional radius to kind of sharpen and narrow that audience down a little bit. So after we have that, we can go to the top, Riverhead plus 25 mile radius dash landscaping. And again, like I said, everything in the ad level is already done because you did it the first time. And when you quickly duplicate the ad set, it also includes the ad level. So now what we're going to do is go to action menu again, those 3 dots, select quick duplicate one more time. And again, we can delete part of the audience because we're going to have a different interest this time. So again, the location is going to stay exactly the same. We're not going to touch anything with the age and the gender. We're going to leave that be. Once you get additional information, once you've been running ads for a while and you have additional information, then you may be able to make the decisions of changing the ages or changing the genders. But for now, we're just going to let the algorithm do its thing. So now in the third ad set, we're going to delete landscaping. And we did layer 1, which was something that was directly related to your product or your service. Now let's do layer 2, which is something that is closely related to our product and our service, right? So maybe something like home and garden, right? It's not directly related like landscaping, but it is very closely related because if you're interested in landscaping, you're probably interested in your home and your garden and all that stuff. So what we have here is location, Riverhead plus 25-mile radius, and we have home and garden. But this audience does seem a little small, right? So what we want to do is try to see if we can find a new one because the other one had at least 120,000. This one is just about 2,800 to 3,300, right? So we want to find some that's a little bigger than that. So let's type something else. Let's just try garden. Okay, a little bigger, 221,000 and 260,000. So we're going to go with garden, right? Because it is very closely associated with landscaping, right? So now we can go to the top, Riverhead plus 25-mile radius, dash, garden. Perfect. And now you will be ready to publish, right? As long as you did everything, you input everything for the ad level on the first time, every time you duplicate it, it's going to be the exact same information, and that's what we want. Because remember, we are only testing the audiences, right? So we have 3 different audiences. I will let these run for at least 3 days before making any decisions. Don't touch anything for at least 3 days. Spend $20 a day per ad set for at least 3 days, and then see how those results are doing for you. And then you can kind of make the decisions of which ad sets we're going to keep, which ones we're going to turn off, which new audiences that we're going to test, and things of that nature, right? So this is just a quick, simple strategy for you guys if you have a landscaping business. So you would go in the bottom right, select publish. Facebook would review your campaign, and if they deem that it is acceptable for Facebook, then they will let it run. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys give me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications so you can be notified when I drop new videos just like this one. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.